Throughout history, we have not done things that did not profit us, and not 150 years from now.
Right
now,
always.
He's saying if they'd done that, there was a reason
so to be thinking.
There's
that
a reason
this
for profit for that. There's a reason.
Oh, you know what we all care about? When he gonna die? Let's we all.
Let's all build this.
I dedicate my life to when he gonna die. I'm gonna die while I.
Yeah.
History doesn't say that. And anyway,
it's also the sheer mass. 3,200,000 stones in the Great Pyramid.
It's crazy.
That is so much mass.
All of the wonders of the world are truly that.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you ever seen the island, those big faces, those big stone, and they've told how much they weigh. It's insane. It's like hundreds of tons, these huge rock faces out there on these islands, and they're just like, along the shore, like they're just looking out to sea. There's great old big huge ones, 12 foot tall, and there's some 7, 8. Where'd they come from? There's
a bunch of them too, man. The wild shit that they're digging out of Turkey is nuts too. That's the Göbekli Tepe place where they found 12,000-year-old structures back at the time when they thought people would just use
Noah's Ark
stones and
in the 70s.
No, because the whole time they were saying that it was there.
Yeah.
But understand, these are the things worthy of a war. Just so you know.
Worthy of a war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? All throughout history.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the only thing a rational person can take from Hitler's story is being able to see what if you had unlimited resource and ability to just follow global rabbit holes.
Yeah. That's what Hitler was, just insanely curious, and just they had a lot of that stuff. They stole a lot of those treasures and stuff. That's what he's talking about.
You find out that most stuff that is labeled BS is not BS. BS is very hard to come.
They still have a lot of stuff, and our government got a lot of.
There's a lot of people that think
from gravity. Yeah.
Whatever we're seeing isn't just from another planet, but from another dimension. That they're dimensional travelers. That they have access.
It's just stuff they read.
Places that we don't have access to.
If you're not
too primitive,
if you're not a heavy thinker, and I am, then this probably is not the show for you. It's a lot of philosophy and theories and suggestions, and I've never thought about something that way.
We can't wrap our head around it as a civilization. We haven't reached the ability to transcend, but that they can, and that they're here all the time.
Well,
a lot of their topics are about the Egyptians and the pyramids, and I know a lot of the stuff they're talking about because I've studied it myself. Some stuff I haven't heard, but like, how could they move those rocks from a mountain 100 miles away? Well, why would they build on sand? Well, it wasn't built on sand because that sand was not there when they built that. This was a luscious green area, and a lot of their topics are about that.
The way we look at it, we're the greatest spot in the universe, but the travelers don't lead us to believe that.
Well, there's always competition. There's always going to be a greater civilization than the one previous. There's always going to be more. There's always going to be more.
Yeah.
If people are going to innovate to the point where they're going to make spacecrafts, that means these people are competing with each other. These things, whatever they are, they're still, they must be in some sort of competition. There must be something that motivates them. And so,
right, but
now my answer to that is, I don't. Number one, if we're going to talk about extraterrestrial type things, I think a lot of people may have just assumed that those things are friendly, and all this is just laughable bureaucracy. I've never seen one or really nothing of such, and little green men and nanu all that kind of funny stuff. I've always kind of speculated if this is happening, and there's just so many cases, you can't say it's not true. So I'm not saying that it's not. I'm just saying I've not had any interactions with or seen stuff like that. There's a millions of cases, so you'd be foolish to say, "Oh, that stuff done this is crazy. It's made up." No, that'd be foolish. I just kind of feel like it could be demons, that they're not angelic, they're not friendly. Because by the way the angels are described in the Bible, that's not how they move around or that type of thing. So if they're mixtures from humans and fallen angels, which we know about Genesis chapter 6, and the Nephilim and those kind of things. And yes, it's all there. You can read it for yourself. Spend some time to read it on your own there. It's very interesting. And God kind of punishes these women for, mixing with these half men, half beastly, fallen angels. And I guess if an angel's falling, I would assume this is all assumption. This is not in the Bible. So don't go running, "Hey, Mom, Matt said the Bible's talking about angels with their wings." No, I'm not. I'm just trying to put two things together and see that 2 and 2 is 4. And so if an angel's fallen, I would assume that he's probably lost his wings. So those are just assumptions, and that's kind of what they're, talking about here. And, I don't know. I would just say this type of things you need to be careful. And the Egyptians and all the writings and things that they have and these magnificent structures, it's definitely way before Christ. So we know they're not Christians because Christ didn't exist. He had not been here yet as his person, as his self. This is, I don't know what biblical time it could even be. We really don't know. We have a large assumptions of when the Egyptians were here, but the gods that they worship, so we know they're some type of, deitist. So they believe in a God, but they believe in a lot of multiple gods, like American Indians did. So I'm just saying, you just have to be careful with that kind of stuff, because you just can't assume that they're just, tuning in, hello, good morning, Vietnam. It's not good. It may not be good. It could be, I don't know. But they have a lot of gods and this weird looking, the things that they do and things they were into. I don't know. I know they don't have, pictures of Moses but this is so pre everything. I don't know. I'm just saying this stuff is very interesting to me. Thank y'all for coming by and hanging out.
At that level, competition is healthy, and there are no unhealthy.
But I don't think competition for what? What are they? These type of beings, if they're, this things exist, and what would they be competing for? Competition exists with us people here on Earth because we have egos, and our egos want to, fight over ourselves, that we need to compete with another man for, this position, or in fighting, or in football, or racing, or ladies, playing basketball, or playing tennis or golf, soccer. And I don't think if there's some type of being that travels the galaxy, I don't think he's Dale Earnhardt out here jockeying for position against Jeff Gordon. I don't think that's on their agenda. I don't think that's it at all.
The components,
but I don't know. We're just talking.
Well, no, I'm not hopefully, definitely. Once we're all building space, personal space contraptions for ourselves, we're going to push one another. It's not just we're going to all want the best one.
Yeah.
And
I think that's how humans work. I don't think that's necessarily how these people work.